Hi, my name is Alessandra, and today I will lead you through a mini sequence for overcoming insecurity and self-doubt. So, when we're talking about insecurity and self-doubt, the chakra that is affected is the solar plexus, which is the center, your stomach, your guts, and this is also the center for personal power. So this sequence will include some pranayama, breath work, and I specifically chose the Nadi Shodhana, which is alternate nostril breathing, because this type of breathing is clearing the channels, our nadis, the channels, so that energy can flow throughout our system, and also bring balance between the right and the left hemisphere, and that way it helps us to reach a state of clarity and feel more balanced, more centered, also remove and release toxins and stress, and overall feel more confident. So after the pranayama, we're going to go into short flow and end up with meditation. So when we feel insecure, we forget that we are actually capable, we're loved, we're worthy, and feeling insecure limits our possibilities and potentials, and what happens, we tend to fall into survival mode and lack of confidence. So this practice will help you to recognize your inner power, and the goal is your goal is to do your best and to provide you an opportunity to step out of the mat at the end of the practice with a connection to your heart, to your inner power, and recognize how awesome you are and loved, and how loved you are and safe. So first of all, honor the fact that you're here today, that you showed up, that you took the time to go through this practice and recognize your power. So if you're ready, come and join me on your mat in a seated position. In easy pose if you can, or any seated position that is comfortable for you. And rest your hands over your knees, palms down. Start elongating your spine. Make sure that you're sitting and you feel anchored to the ground with both your sit bones. Shoulders are soft, relaxed, away from your ears. Close your eyes. And just bring awareness to your breath here. Turn up the volume of your heart and turn down the volume of your thoughts. Start inhaling from the bottom of your belly, chest, and exhale with a big HA through your mouth. 2 more cleansing breaths like that. Inhale, starting from the bottom, going upward, and exhale through the mouth. And while you take your last big breath, offer yourself patience, kindness, gratitude, and compassion. Big exhale through the mouth. Very good. Next, you're going to take your right thumb and cover your right nostrils and use your index and middle finger in the middle of your eyebrows. And with your middle finger, you will close, alternatively, your left nostril. This is your Nadi Shodhana, alternating nostril breathing. So we're going to do this for about a minute. I don't have a timer, but I will kind of try to keep track of time. And you're gonna start with closing your right nostril with a thumb. Inhale through the left nostril. Big deep inhale. Hold at the top. Close the left nostril with your ring finger and exhale completely to your right nostril. Inhale to the right. Close the right nostril and release the left. Exhale. Inhale left. Close the left nostril, release the right. Exhale. Inhale right. Close the right, release the left. Exhale. Inhale left. Close the left, release the right. Exhale. Inhale right. Close the right. Exhale. Left. And release. Rest your right hand over the knee. And just take a moment here to observe and see what you feel. If you feel any vibration, any tingling, any difference from when you started. And then go for the second round. So again, bring your thumb over your right nostril, index and middle finger over the in between your eyebrows. Close your right nostril and inhale through the left. Close the left, release to the right. Inhale to the right at your own pace. And exhale to the left. Try to take deep, long breaths here. Inhale left. Close the left, release the right. Inhale right. Close the right nostril, release the left, and exhale, empty completely the lungs out. Inhale left. Close the left, exhale right. Last one, inhale right. Close the right, exhale left. Release, bring the hands out to the knee and take one deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, HA. From here, find your Ujjayi breath. Breathe through the nose, inhale through the nose, and exhale through the nose, although you're gonna feel this type of breath in the back of your throat. And as a matter of fact, this should resemble sound of waves. So when you inhale, you should really kind of feel that sound, hear that sound when you're breathing. Just let the breath flow in and out. Again, your pace. Try to start from the bottom, from your belly, your ribs, your chest, and then exhale completely. And express gratitude for all the ways you show up for yourself and acknowledge that you're here today, and just repeat in your mind, I am my greatest resource. I am my greatest resource. Feel that you can count on yourself. And then gently cross your arms across your chest. So left hand over right shoulder, right hand over left shoulder, and give yourself a hug here. And maybe drop your right ear over your left hand. Stretch your neck here. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale, drop to the other side. Keep your spine nice and tall, and keep your sitting bones nice and grounded. Again, inhale and exhale. Nice gentle stretches. Inhale and exhale. And just keep feeling that you're safe, that you're loved, that you're worthy. One more time. Inhale, drop to the right. Inhale and exhale, drop to the left. And come back to center. And here you can add a rock back and forth. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, round up your back and come back. Always remain grounded to the floor. And remind yourself that you're loved and safe. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, back. Forward. And back. And come back to center. Release your hands down and come back onto all fours. So hands are under your shoulders here. Knees under your hips, spine in a neutral position, your neck is long. You want to create a nice long line here. Energy in your core. And at this point, try to come in sync with your breath with some cat-cow stretches here. So on an inhale, open up your collarbone and drop your belly, open up your chest. Offer it to the sky. Exhaling, push away the ground, round up your back, chin to chest, draw your navel in. 2 more times. Inhale, drop the belly, open up your heart. Exhale, round up. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, round up, push through the palms, index and palm, and come back to neutral position. So here, extend your right leg, curl your toes, extend it to the back, and start getting in tune with your body here. I invite you to kind of rock back and forth. Inhale, come forward, and exhale, come back. Kind of feel what's going on in your body. And come back to center. And from here, engage your solar plexus, your center, your core. Lift your right leg, extend your left arm. Your toes are pointing down, your back heel is strong, your arm is lengthened here. Create long line of energy. Feel like you are pulled from opposite directions. Inhale, and on an exhale, come to the center, round up, and knee goes to mid-elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Feel the energy, and come back to center, exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Feel the strength, feel the heat. Come back to center, exhale. Inhale, lengthen, 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 and on an exhale, come back to tabletop. Maybe you start feeling the heat, the energy flowing. Other side. First, stretch your left leg from pointed toes onto the floor, and here start kind of rocking back and forth. Again, tuning in with your body, kind of feeling it. Inhale forward, exhale back. And come back to center. Lift your left leg, so engage your solar plexus, your core here, toes pointing down, back heel strong. Stretch to the front your right arm. Inhale, exhale, come to center, round up, elbow knee, meet in the middle. Inhale, feel the energy. Exhale, come to the center, tuck in your chin. Inhale, lengthen, lengthen your neck, the crown of your head. Exhale, center. Inhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, come back to tabletop. Very good. So, should be feeling a little warmer now. Feel the heat. From here, open up your knees wide, toes touching together. Sit back onto your heels. Come into child pose here. Hold the active child pose so your arms are strong, shoulders away from your ears. Try to touch your heels with your hips and melt your heart onto the ground. Take a few breaths here. Remember, the child pose is always your safe place. It's a place where you can come at any time during your practice. And from here, slide your hands under your shoulders. Separate your toes, knees under hips. Curl your toes in and come into downward facing dog. Into this upside down V pose. Hands are shoulder width. Your fingers are all open and spread out, and you are anchoring from your index and thumb here so that you are not putting a lot of pressure on your palms and your wrists. Push away the floor, shoulders back, elongate your spine, keep your heels down, and if you need to have a micro bend on your knees so that you can focus on lengthening your back, that is totally okay. Wherever you are today, it's fine. It's exactly where you should be. It's exactly where you need to be. So take 3 breaths, inhaling through your nose, and big exhale through your mouth. Again, inhale, and exhale through the mouth. Inhale one more time, and every time you exhale, try to stretch your back a little more. Inhale, gaze forward and walk towards your hands here into Uttanasana, forward fold. Just relax your shoulders, relax your neck. Let your head hang down heavy. Release all negative thoughts here. And slowly come up, rolling one vertebra at a time. into Tadasana. Bring your feet together, heels and toes to touch. Distribute your weight equally onto the entire sole of your foot. Engage the muscles of your legs, engage your core, and feel here that you're really grounded and connected to the earth. Feel your power, feel your strength. Feel that you have your power. You are powerful. And on an inhale, reach up, look up. Interlace your fingers except for your index. And on an exhale, bend to the right side. As far as you can go, as long as you're not pushing the opposite hip out, so you're keeping centered and you're keeping your left shoulder pushed back so that your chest is open. Right here into standing out moon. Honor your courage and say to yourself, I honor my courage. Inhale, come back to center. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Exhale and bend to the other side and say to yourself, I have come so far. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, bend to the right. I honor my courage. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, bend to the right. I have come so far. Wherever you are is exactly where you need to be. Center last time. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, center, and bend to the left. Exhale. Inhale, center, and exhale, hands come to heart. And take just a moment here to recognize one more time how powerful you are, how worthy you are, how loved you are, and how many things you can accomplish and you can do. When you're ready, on an inhale, come into chair pose, Uttanasana. Knees together, pushing into each other, hips back, shoulders down. Inhale, come up, reach up, and with a flat back, hands come to heart center. Come down into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, hands on chin or knees. Plant your hands onto the floor, step back into plank, and maybe for this first round, you want to try a modified chaturanga. So exhale, drop your knees to the floor, untuck your toes, chest and chin all the way down with your belly. Hands are at chest level. Inhale, lift your chest, keep your elbows in. Exhale, come back onto your floor, curl your toes in, back into downward facing dog. Stay here for 3 breaths. Remember, push away the floor, push your shoulders back. Heels are touching the ground. Micro bending your knees if you need to. Focus on lengthening your back, and if you want to, you can shake your head, yes and no. No to all negative thoughts, yes to all positive energy coming from the universe. Offer your heart to Mother Earth. You're safe, you're protected. Inhale, gaze forward, walk towards your hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, come to sit to chair pose. Inhale, up. Exhale with a flat back, hands center, heart center, all the way down. Inhale, halfway up. Plant your hands onto the floor, step back into plank. This time maybe a full chaturanga. So lower to the mat 90 degrees. Keep your elbows in, untuck your toes. Keep your legs engaged. up dog. Hips and knees lifted. Exhale, push back. Curl your toes in, back into downward facing dog. Very nice. Next, Sun Salutation B or Surya Namaskar B. Take a couple more breaths here. On an inhale, step forward with your right leg in between your hands. Spin the back heel and come up, reach up, look up. Keep your hips facing forward, so if you need to push slightly with your right hip or right front femur bone to the back, so that you make sure that your hips are nice and squared, your knees right above your ankle. Inhale, and on an exhale, come back down. Frame your front foot with both hands, pivoting the back foot. Step back with your right foot. Exhale, chaturanga. Drop down, untuck your toes. Inhale, come up into up dog. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. Right away on an inhale, step forward with your left foot. Spin the back heel. Inhale, and exhale into Warrior One. Inhale and exhale, come forward. Frame your front foot, pivoting the back foot. Step back into plank. Exhale, lower to the mat. Keep the elbows in, untuck your toes. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Very good. I guess you're pretty warmed up now. And before we move forward, I invite you to come down into child pose. So knees wide, toes together. Sit your hips over the heels and keep your arms stretched forward, your forehead onto the ground. And if you'd like, you can start actually massaging your forehead on the floor, going side to side to stimulate your third eye. And I forgot to tell you guys to have blocks with you, and maybe even blankets or bolster. I am sorry. So if you need to get them now, I give you a few seconds. Maybe if you want to, you can also pause the video and have blocks for the next portion of the practice. Have blocks with you, maybe a blanket, especially for knees and ankles. And if you're ready to continue, from child pose, come back onto your fours, separate your toes, and exhaling, come back into downward facing dog. On an inhale, step forward with your left foot, spin the back heel 45 degrees, and come into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. So here your hips are 45 degrees at a 45 degrees angle. You are, your legs are spread wide enough so that your front thigh is parallel to the floor. You're pushing the outer side of your back foot. Your arms are strong, you're lengthening, and you are a fierce, courageous warrior here. And just say to yourself, I am fierce and courageous. On an inhale, flip your front palm and reverse the warrior, leaning to the back as far as you can go, and say to yourself, I am brave. Exhale, windmill down, bring your hands onto the floor, pivoting the back foot, step back into plank, inhale, exhale, chaturanga, lower to the mat, untuck your toes, up dog, keep the hips and knees lifted, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale and bring your right foot to the front, spin the back heel and come into warrior two. Again here, recognize and honor your courage. Flip the front palm, inhale, lean back in reverse warrior, I am brave, windmill, exhale, frame your front foot and pivot the back foot, step back into plank, hands under shoulders, shift your weight forward, exhale, lower down, untuck your toes, inhale, up dog, exhale, downward facing dog. I definitely feel the heat here, not only of the practice, but also of the sun here that is hitting me pretty hard. Walk the dog here, move a little bit around, kind of observe, feel what you feel. See what you feel, how you feel, a little scan of your body. Okay, and if you're ready, on an inhale, bring your right foot forward, spin the back heel, warrior one again. And on an inhale, bring your hands to the back, interlace your finger, open up your chest, and on an exhale, come down into humble warrior, hugging with your shoulder, your knee. And lift your hands as far as you can go. If your arms can stay here, that's totally fine. You can go all the way up, that's also great. Let your head hang down. Feel the strength on both legs. Now release your hands, and here maybe you want to have your blocks. Pivot your back foot so that your hips are squared and your toes are facing forward. And from here, we are going into crescent, high crescent lunge, or whatever modification of crescent lunge works for you. You can use your blocks here or here, firing your back leg up. You can bring your arm up, or you can drop your knee to the floor and stay here. Whatever version works for you, you choose. And it's completely fine, no judgment. And here, you are powerful. And say, I will not doubt my power. I trust in my power. From wherever version of crescent lunge you are, if you need to fire up your back leg, frame your front foot again, step back into plank. On an exhale, lower to the mat, chaturanga, whatever version of chaturanga you choose, untuck your toes, inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step forward with your left foot, spin the back heel, warrior one. And on an inhale, bring your hands down, interlace your fingers, open up your chest, offer your chest to the sky, and bring and grab all the energy that is coming from the universe. And with gratitude, lower down into humble warrior. Again, here, let your head hang heavy wherever you are with your hand, with your arms. That's totally fine. Release your hands, grab your blocks, and pivot your back foot. And again, choose your version of crescent lunge. Make sure that you lift your chest, you're not leaning down. So if you use your blocks and knee down, you may be like this, or using your blocks and this way. And if you decide to fire up your leg with the blocks, you want to keep them on the highest hand, or you can fire up also your arm. Here we have 50-50 front and back leg work. 100% effort. Again, I feel my power. I am powerful. I trust in my power. Inhale, and on an exhale, come down and let go of your blocks. So if your knee is down, fire back the back leg. Step back into plank. Maybe your plank, it is on the knees. Totally fine. Lower to the mat. Chest, chin, and belly. And then if you decide to do up dog or cobra or mama baby or mama cobra, lift your chest on an inhale and come back down to the mat. 2 more times. Lift your knees up and engage your thighs. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, come down. Maybe this third time you want to come into a full up dog. Inhale, come up. Curl the toes in, exhale, and downward facing dog. 3 cleansing breaths here. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. That was pretty hard work. Definitely heating up. You did it. You trusted in your power. And you did it. From downward facing dog, come down onto your floors. And from here, bring your knees together. And coming to Balasana is a variation of child poses. So sit onto your heels. Come down, bring your hands, swipe your hands all the way down to the back. Palms are facing up. Your forehead is onto the floor. And here, if this is not comfortable for you, you can keep your butt slightly up, and you can also try to put a folded blanket, or you can fold even your mat. Double it up and fold it under your knees if this is not comfortable. So choose whatever version of Balasana is comfortable for you. And once you're here, just recognize the fact that you got this, that you've done this. You went through the practice, you showed up, you trusted your power. And from here, come up into hero pose. So here too we have a few versions of hero pose. The traditional version is with knees together and heels out on each side of your hips, so your bottom is actually on the floor. Otherwise, if you have knee problems, this might be probably very uncomfortable. You can put a block. My blocks are gone. You can put a block under your bottom, and again, you can also fold again the mat for this pose under your knees, and you can also have a folded blanket under your ankle if you need to. That way, you can keep your bottom, your butt elevated, and resting your hands under your thighs. So whatever version of hero pose is more comfortable for you, choose that. And as we sit here, recognize that you are the hero of this moment. That you've done your best. And this was the goal at the beginning of the practice, to do your best and to leave this mat with a different feeling, with a different sensation, and especially with self-confidence. pose, come with your hands forward and bring your feet together and just sit on a side, maybe on your right or on your left. Bring your feet to the front, both feet together. Here also we have a few variations for this pose. Foot flat completely onto the ground or toes. You can grab your thighs underneath for support, or you can use your hands onto the ground with fingers pointing forward. Your elbows are slightly bent and pointing inward. And the most important thing here is to keep your back nice and long and your core engaged. At this point, you can either stay here if this is enough for you. You can say, this is how far I am, this is how far I came. Or you can lift the legs up at 90 degrees and you can keep your hands to the back, or you can hold your thighs, or you can even try to release the hands. And if you feel comfortable, and if you feel stable enough, you may want to try to stretch your legs. Inhale, and on an exhale, release and bring them down. Very good. At this point, just come with your feet flat onto the ground. Keep your back nice and long. Extend your arms forward, and one vertebra at a time, using your core, come down on your back. Very nice and slow. Last one to come down is your head. I'm going to move it slightly forward. Your hands are alongside of your body with palms down. At this point, on an inhale, just keeping centered, and on an exhale, drop both your knees to the side, right side first, keeping your left shoulder anchored to the earth. Maybe feeling release some pressure on the lower back on your left hip. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, drop to the opposite side, and here too, feel a little bit of release of tension or stuck energy. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, drop to the right. And if you can come all the way down, that's totally fine. Inhale and drop wherever you can go. Remember, I am brave. I came so far. Inhale, center, last time. Exhale, drop to the right. Inhale, back to center. Both feet are touching the floor. Exhale, drop to the opposite side. Feet come off the floor. Inhale, come back to center. And bring both your knees over your chest. Round up your back. Bring your forehead almost closing, touching your knees here. Give yourself another big hug and say, you did great, you're awesome, you can do anything. And release. Bring your head onto the mat. Now open up your knees almost at the level of your armpit, and grab your big toes or the inside of your foot and lift the sole of your foot up towards the sky into happy baby. Try to maintain your sacrum on the ground. And here, if you feel comfortable, you can start rocking side to side. Nice and gentle rock. And if this is not comfortable for you, you can just hold onto your knees here, your shin. And come back to center. Inhale and on an exhale, release the feet and let them come onto the ground and let your legs just come down straight forward into Shavasana. Let your back come into a neutral position, arms down alongside of your body, palms facing up. At this point, I invite you to close your eyes again if you haven't done so and refocus on your breath. Pay attention to your belly inflating, your chest. And then when you exhale, just observe your belly coming down. And keep just focusing on this rhythm of your breath. And as you keep breathing, try to relax the muscles of your forehead. Try to release any tension, freeze. You may have used some tension during the practice. Now it's the time to release everything. Release tension in your jaw. Maybe try to create some space between your upper and lower teeth. Relax the muscles of your neck. Relax every vertebra of your neck. And relax your shoulders. Don't retain any tension in your shoulders and all the way down to your arms and fingertips. And as you keep breathing, just keep honoring and recognize the fact that you took this time today to show up, that you were brave and courageous, that you accomplished a lot finishing, completing this practice. Keep breathing, and if any thoughts come to your mind, just recognize them and let them go. And refocus on your breath. And just extend that feeling, the sensation of peacefulness, of peace and relaxation all the way down to your spine, all the way to your hips. Let your hips fall out, be heavy. Your legs are relaxed, your thighs, your calves, your ankles, your toes. And just enjoy this moment. The moment that you deserve for being here. Keep breathing nice and easy. vibrations into your system. Start to bring back awareness to your body and start wiggling your toes, your fingers. Bring back awareness to your surroundings, to any noise, anything that's happening around you. And gently roll over to your right side. Bring your knees forward in fetal position. Bring your arm under your head like a pillow. Take a few more moments here. And using your arms to support you, push yourself up back into seated position, into easy pose. Bring your hands over your knees again, palms down. Lengthen your spine, shoulders relaxed. Take a deep breath in. And big breath out through your mouth. Inhale, reach up and look up. Bring your hands together. Exhale, bring your hands over your head for clarity in your thoughts. Bring your hands over your mouth for thoughtfulness in your words. And bring your hands over your heart for clarity in your action. And be grateful for today's practice. Express gratitude for being here today, for taking this time to show, and to show to yourself especially, all the love, the worth, the courage, the power that sits within you, and that you are a divine being, that you are in perfect sync with the divine. And I recognize the divine in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining this practice. I hope you feel a better version of yourself after it, and that you can come back anytime you need to strengthen your self-confidence and overcome insecurity. Thank you again. Namaste.